Welcome to TRS Clips, where you'll find happiness through your own curiosity. I remember asking a friend of mine what Maa Tara is in Sanatan Dharma, because Maa Tara has a whole identity in Tibetan Buddhism.
Right.
Where they have 21 Taras.
Right.
I would argue that it's the same core deity that they're talking about. Or if it's not, then the 21 Buddhist Taras have to be some version of Adya Kali, which is the origin point.
No, so the Buddhist Taras and our Maa Tara fundamentally are similar, but the Buddhas have taken her in a much more wider spectrum. So they have different powers of her have been attributed. I feel that's way as an outsider. I'm not a practitioner of the Buddhist path. So her powers have been slowly, iconography has been delegated to 21 different divisions. So there is a very Somya forms of Tara, softer forms, fierce forms of Tara are there. In our conception, the Mahavidya Tara is very fierce.
Maybe the word they use, Tara, as a word probably means Devi.
No, Tara means one who saves you from difficulties. Tarna in Hindi. That is Tara.
Yeah.
Anybody who's going to protect you from difficulties, she is that kind of a devata who protects the upasaka from all difficulties.
Yeah. I'll tell you why I'm bringing this up, because the first image you showed of Kali Ma with the hands.
Yes.
Like this. There was a hand like this, and then there was a hand in the opposite direction. That same logic is there with the Buddhist Taras. In fact, in the old podcast, the Murti weight kept
Right.
was the Buddhist Tara.
Right.
But in my eyes, all the Devis, even whether we're talking about the Dash Mahavidyas, Saraswati Ma, they're effectively coming out of that same origin point of Shakti.
So they are all, each of these, specifically the first three Mahavidyas, they can each of them become Parashakti. So it is not only Maa Kali. For a Tara Upasaka, she can become the ultimate source from which all the Mahavidyas have come.
Okay. The Tara that we have in Sanatan Dharma.
Pull up the image of Maa Tara. Right. So say second one. This is a painting. This is the full thing. Okay. This is Tara. Completely. How do you know this is Tara?
How do you know it's not Maa Kali?
So you have to first observe when you see a painting that is properly done, that's based on the Shastras, start not by looking at the face. Start by looking at the edges of the hands. What is the deity holding? That is how your investigation should start. So here you will see there is a skull, bowl, patra she is holding. Then there is a lotus, blue lotus. That blue lotus is identical with Tara. Only she holds the blue lotus. Maa Kali will not hold the blue lotus. And then there is a kharga and then there is a scissors.
Maa Kali has the kharga but not the scissors.
No. But most importantly, there are variations of Tara. Various variations of Tara within the broad structure of Maa Tara that we worship. And the other thing that you will see is that look at her head. There's a snake there. That is a Bhairav, Akshobhya. In fact, along with that, there is sometimes very often depicted 5 skulls in a head. This is similar to the Buddha Tara also. Buddha's Taras will also have 5. I think they might have Dhyani Buddha. I don't know exactly. They have 5 symbols there. And our Maa Tara paintings, many of them, will also have 5 skulls on the ear. So this is basically, she is in the cremation ground, standing on a corpse. But sometimes this can change. Instead of a corpse, it could be actually a burning pyre.
There was also an image of 2 people in intercourse.
Yes. So that is one iconography of Tara. That's not the most popular iconography, but that is one iconography of Tara. So that is why I chose this one, because this is more common.
This is a corpse.
This is a corpse. Okay. She's standing on a corpse. And that blue lotus signifies wisdom, spiritual wisdom that she gives to an upasaka. The skull is a patra that she holds, which is very useful in certain sadhanas. Basically, it has a meaning, but more importantly, eventually, as the sadhana deepens, the upasaka realizes that it is his own skull that she is holding.
Fun. Why the scissors?
Because she cuts off things.
Removes things from your life.
What is not needed. And that is the most interesting thing about Maa Tara. She cuts off things that is not needed, but provided you have the tenacity to hold on to the new configuration. Most people do not like change. So you, even if the old situation is not perfect, you'd still like better than the, something unknown, or you want to still hang on to the old, and that is what causes you misery. In my opinion, Maa Tara mantra sadhana, if it is done, always it starts with some kind of a bang.
Bend.
No, some kind of a tandav, bang.
Bang.
In your life. That's how she starts always. But eventually she saves you from all, because we worship her as Ugratara. Ugratara though means somebody who saves you from Ugra difficulties, most fierce difficulties. But it also is that she's a cremation ground deity. So she comes with that kind of an energy. But at least in my life, I've seen whenever there has been most complicated difficulties and I've worshipped Maa Tara, there has always been a solution. Yes, the solution may or may not be according to it. It's not going to be very. So she's fierce, and the solution will also be fierce, and that scissors will start working. Whoever has to be cut off, she'll smoothly trimming. She will do. You have to hold on very tight to her. If you follow her lead, you will grow higher, stronger, and better in every sense. But that's also where many people falter, because we are conditioned to, hang on to things that are old.
When I first met you, you gave me the mantra which went Tara Divyaya Namaha.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I don't know if it's an actual Sanskrit mantra in the first
It's just just with the name. It's not the actual mantra of Maa Tara, but one can just do it. It's okay. There's no harm in it. Yeah.
Why would one pray to Maa Tara and not Maa Kali?
No, it's not like that. That you have to. So why would one pray to? No, that's so like asking why would I want to pray to Kali and not Hanumanji or not Shiva or something like that. It's up to your personality. But the thing with Maa Tara is that though she comes across initially with a certain degree of aggression, but there is still a little bit more motherliness in her than Kali.
Softness.
Slight softness, but within the context. Don't expect the full mushy softness kind of thing. It's a cremation ground softness. Okay. So first of all, in both cases, you have to be very steady. The Bhairava Kripa is absolutely necessary. And she is lightning fast. Once you have connected to her, her effects start just like that. In fact, before I came to the first show, I had done a Maa Tara Anushthan, small, at home. And when I came in and I saw that Vigraha of Maa Tara, I was least expecting, of course, that there would be a Maa Tara of all places in the world will be here. So then I knew that that whatever the Anushthan had done is working. Its energy is there.
And it was a Buddhist Tara.
At the end, deity is one. Both the Tara, all Taras are one. But they have their own mantra and other ritual krama and all that. We have our own. In fact, there's a very interesting story from one of the tantras, and quite a few tantras. Brihad Nila Tantra, Tara Rahasya. Then even in the Rudra Yamal Tantra, there is a story that Rishi Vasishtha, once, who was the Manasputra of Brahma, wanted to attain Siddhi of Mahamaya. So he goes to Kamakhya. And for 1000 years, he does mantra sadhana. And he doesn't succeed. Okay. And he gets angry because he's a rishi after all. He's like great part. And not ordinary rishis, one of the Brahma rishis. So he gets angry and he says that I'm going to curse this vidya so that nobody can succeed. The moment he says this, he's thinking of this. There's a Daiva Vani, there's Akashvani, there's a divine voice he hears. And that voice tells him that your mantra is correct, but your paddhati of sadhana is not correct. That is why you're not succeeding in this. So they say that he goes to Mahachina. There's a place that's like Tibet kind of area. In fact, most likely, in my opinion, Tara was already worshipped even before Buddhism came into Tibet. She was already a deity there, present there, okay, in those areas, before the advent of Buddhism. So he goes there, Vasishtha, and in Mahachina, that area, he sees there is a man like an Aghori sitting, full, long hair and like that. And there are 3 very beautiful women around him. and in front of him is kept a bowl of meat and alcohol and fish and all that. And he gets full furious. So he gets furious and he says to that person that what kind of sadhana is this? Okay. And then there's a conversation that happens between the two. And in that conversation, he, at the end of the conversation, he realizes that the man who's sitting is actually Buddha Rupi Narayan. He looks like a Buddha, but he's not Gautama Buddha. He's a very ancient type of enlightened being, let's say, who is actually Vishnu, nobody other than Vishnu himself, who has taken that form. And those three women are Maa Kali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. And he tells him, there's a discourse that happens on the use of Pancha Makara and Pancha Tattva, which is the foundation of Kola Tantra. The 5 ingredients, how to use them. And he tells you, do her upasana now in this method that I taught you, with the same mantra. And then you see. From there, they say, the story goes, the lore goes that he goes to Tarapit. And he does sadhana there and he succeeds in having a vision of Tara with the Pancha Makara Pancha Tattva. So basically, Tara, Ma Tara is a cremation ground deity. Number 2, Ma Tara has 2 other forms. One is Neela Saraswati, one is Eka Jata. Eka Jata means there is one single Jata in her head. Okay. One Jata. And Neela Saraswati is a blue Saraswati. She is also cremation ground deity. She is not like the normal Saraswati. She is Saraswati but not the normal Saraswati. And the Dhyana says there's a lotus that is coming out in a cremation ground. On that lotus she is sitting down and she holds all the skulls and everything there, Neela Saraswati. So she gives to an individual Mahapragya, something that's beyond Jnana. Gyan is you will get normally through the worship of Saraswati, etc. She gives you something that is a Vijnana, how to apply that knowledge. And that comes spontaneously. That comes only in a state of enlightenment. But she sits in the cremation ground. That is Neela Saraswati. In fact, one of the things they say that when Tara blesses somebody, he attains a great proficiency in whether it's poetry or speech or writing or something, one of the first blessings that come. Then there are many other things that is possible, etc.
Hey, if you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out all the other clips we've uploaded on this channel. You'll find a clip related to almost every single topic as long as you're willing to search for it.